a new different look, a new different style, a new everything. When we grow, we grow. Eddie's podcast, Eddie's, everybody relax. We're gonna do our thing, and it's new. Got to my left, my girl Sue Sutter, retired Master Chief. I was stationed with her on board the USS Nassau about 2008-9 time frame, and we've been rocking ever since. My guy. Another one I was stationed with on the Nassau and on the USS Gerald R. Ford. Brandon Diggs, real Diggs by Diggs. Sponsoring me. Much love, appreciated, my brother. Much love. And my look, Ace Boom Coon, man, like my guy from Alabama. With the Mr. Big Hat. Mr. Big Hat. Alvin Parker, AB Master Chief. So all these people this came with me, supported me, making sure this thing grows, and we're gonna have a good conversation. I've been doing this thing for a while, but I know I've been around good people, working with good people, and it's time to evolve. It's really time to evolve, and these people right here, these brothers, my sisters, they gonna make sure I'm right. Sue, you got something to say?
Not right now.
Not right now?
I'm good.
All right. B?
Look, man, I appreciate the opportunity. I would have never done any of this without you pushing. So I like the fact that we all got a story to tell. We'll get on here, relay these stories so that everybody can benefit from them. So I'm glad that you're here bringing it back to Newport News, though y'all from all around the country. Mm-hmm. Y'all helping me set up shop in my hometown, so I'm appreciative.
Love. AP, Mr. Big Hat.
Mr. Big Hat. Okay, so first of all, thank you for this opportunity. You're like the common denominator of all of us, you know what I'm saying? So that speaks volumes to you and your character, you know what I'm saying? First of all, you know what I'm saying? The GOAT Locker Hall of Fame himself, you know what I mean? And so I guess it would be a perfect time to, address the obvious, you know what I mean? the Big Hat energy, today is April the 17th. And August. If you know August. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I said April, because it's the birthday month, you know what I'm saying, for the Chiefs. So I guess that's why it came out. But August the 17th. So on the 19th, you're a CPO. Big news is to be expected. That's when the Navy kind of goes into training mode for all newly selected chief selects. So that's why I'm Big Hat energy from now until pinning. Is Big Hat energy. So if you see me around Hampton Roads area with the Big Hat, you already know what time it is. He's just showing his pride. You know what I mean? That's all. It's gonna be Big Hat energy.
There you go, my man. I forgot to mention that Brandon was a lieutenant in the Navy, and we served together. So it's but him and I would have never seen it back in 2008. And it was just love, man.
Yeah,
it was just love, man.
Real recognized real, man. That's it.
It's just love, and where we at now, what we trying to do, and where we trying to grow, and just connecting and just talking. Sue, you always, been like my ride or die, like you Eve off of Rough Riders. That's really like how I view you. Like you rough, but you can sweet at the same time. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
It's like Eve. Like she's like a pit bull. Like I just learned today she like pit bulls. So it's a beautiful thing. And now you're a school teacher.
And I'm a teacher.
Hey, congratulations to that. It's so hard to transition from what we was doing to be a school teacher. So for you, why the transition?
Honestly, because I just didn't want to go back on base.
Really.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I certainly didn't want to do intel, right?
Right.
Yeah. But I didn't. Yeah. There's money.
Yeah.
Every time.
I got it.
Truth of the matter is, I probably could start a job at 6 figures, but I'm not interested. I'm not interested in working like that.
Right.
And the reality is that throughout our career, throughout our Navy career, and we don't do it a lot now, but in the younger years, remember we used to do school sponsoring. We used to sponsor schools and go to the schools and volunteer with these kids and teach them and stuff like that. And it's just always been something that I like to do. But
Right.
at Airland, I ran this backpack program for Willard Model Elementary, which is right down the street. And the number of kids at Willard Model that are homeless and don't have food, like food deprived, and that was like heart-wrenching to me.
Yeah.
And so I know that I bullied a lot of people at Airland, but I would make people sponsor a backpack from the food bank to give a kid a backpack. And what that means is every other week they'll fill a backpack up with like, non-perishables, like dry foods, like canned foods and stuff like that. A backpack to give a kid a backpack twice a month for the entire school year was $112. And the way that some of these people acted when I was like, why can't you just sponsor a whole backpack, was like outrageous.
Really?
Yeah, and I was
So they can spend $100 on a whole lot of things.
Come on now. I said, I don't know that I leave Food Lion without spending $100.
Right.
I'll go in for one thing.
But
Right.
we can spend some money from where we,
So
where we worked at.
You walk out the house, you spend $100.
Easy, especially this time of day.
it was a natural thing for me. And to be honest with you, I didn't even apply for the tutoring gig. The lady called me. It's like, hey, I seen your resume. Are you interested? And I was like, sure. And then, I think that the institutionalization in me is the reason why I've stayed at Jaycox. It's like, because we're just loyal by nature.
Right, yes.
Now I chose Jaycox. And now it's just like, even my second year tutoring, they had offered me Sewell's Point, and I said, no, I want to stay at Jaycox.
So that's how you got started. You started from
And
just
then
tutoring.
the assistant principal this summer asked me if I would do the program, this I Teach program, and I was like, I looked at her, I was like, no, I don't need a job. And then I just started laughing, right? That's that mindset. So tutoring was really simple for me. Because I could always be like, if I want to leave, I can, because I'm just tutoring, right? And it's not just tutoring, but, I wasn't the teacher. Right. So now, so that was really hard for me, but I started thinking about it and I was like, that's so silly of me because I'm institutionalized. I'm definitely loyal to a fault. And so I'm not going to leave Jaycox unless.
Right. And you do all that barking, but you still stick to
And
I'm
so
going to still rock with y'all.
I want to say it was probably that last week of summer school I came in and I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
So how many years did you tutor?
Just 2 years. I've been tutoring since I retired in 22. So
wow.
So it's that proximity. So you were talking about people who turn in or they just so disconnected, and it's hard for them to understand that that's somebody's reality.
Right.
And so we're like conduits, hubs that connect these worlds that are fragmented. Because I'm doing a back to school shoe drive. We do one every year, and I started out I didn't want to have a shoe drive where be grateful for what you get. Like I have this sense of nostalgia when it comes to back to school, and I know all this feelings of change how you feel, man. And as a kid, like coming from these environments where it ain't too many happy days. Like this is like one day I knew for sure, like outfit laid out. So my company's vision was just like, okay, we're going to go to a place, get the list of kids, see, get their shoe sizes, and get desirable things. And I know that most people who were disconnected, they look at it like, oh, that's superficial. It shouldn't matter. Man, when you have a life that's deprived of just good things, and then you just need something to make you believe, hope that there's somebody out there that think about me in this way. So when we started doing that and started unveiling it, and I know the feelings that it give me, but there are people who, like you said, disconnected, and they don't understand why you do what you do. It's imperative that we continue to carry that torch, because this is the future.
Right.
Yeah.
This it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the number of kids that are already deflated, and we're talking about third grade.
Right.
Like I had a kid last year tell me, he wasn't going to be very smart anyway because his uncle had quit school and stuff like that, and so he probably won't even make it.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know what to say to him. Have you said this to your mother? Does your mother know you think this way? Because you can be anything you want to be, and so it's different. It is. I definitely have to watch my mouth.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Because you came from an environment with grown people, cussing, fighting, fussing.
Right.
So now you had to you dealt with that as well as
right, and
care for some young people. You care for people, but now you talking about you dealing with young kids.
little kids.
So I see the parallels from coming from these environments to going to the Navy. And when we get to the Navy, a lot of people still have that juvenile mindset.
Oh yeah.
But it's the system. Like,
Right.
I'm grateful for chiefs.
Right.
Because I was one. I'm coming from the Naval Academy, and there's this prestige, this esteem that comes with this institution.
Come with that, yeah.
But the reality is, bro, I had no military background. I'm first generation everything. So I was thrust into a school where it was academics first, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then sports and all of the other things that were mashed in, and you didn't really know people.
Yeah.
I knew people from the world because, my environment was different, but I understood what people were up against.
Right.
So now they're getting into the military, and they got y'all who teaching them how to buy a car, how to set up a checkbook, how to set up retirement accounts. These people that don't have the privilege of joining the military or an institution where we go through some level of indoctrination and changing the trajectory of your life. So we can look up and you can pretty much quantify somebody's success that walked their hard road.
Yeah.
But these kids, they're going to be 18-year-olds and they don't have the luxury of being in the military. And now they're just going to turn from 18-year-olds to 30-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
And there's no growth. And nobody has no sympathy for grown people.
That's a fact.
No.
No. You're 40. You should know better already. And it's like they never left this environment. I'm here in Newport News, bro, and I went away and God pulled me back in, and it's for years I'm struggling, I'm trying to shake people to see the light, yo, no, and then, he go positive Brandon, you always got some preaching and all that, and it's and I'm you get worn out, bro, because, and then I had to sit back and be like, I understand because they don't have the experience, so they're not going to see things at the same time that I do, and I got to be cool with that. And the biggest thing that I had to let go of was understanding the gifts that were afforded to me to get out of here. I always had somebody that had no dog in the fight that was just pouring into me. My mama, she did well by us, but I'm like, she a woman in the jungle for real. So, and I'm a black man, so I always had somebody who was pushing me forward. So me getting out of here through the time and energy that they poured into me for a long time, I wore it as a burden. And I'm just thinking I owe this back to my community.
Community.
I owe this.
For them doing right by you.
And man, so feeling like that and people just rejecting you at the same time, it's damn, man, I'm tired. And then recently it just came to me bro, you had a gift. Them people gave you a gift, man. And gifts don't come with strings. So now that I understand that, it's I love y'all, but bro, if you ain't with it, I got to keep moving because there's somebody out there that need me. Right. I can't spend all my time trying to shake people who ain't ready for it. They going to get it in their own time. So
you'll talk to them and introduce it to them.
Yeah. Plant the seeds.
Try.
Try
Plant
to,
seeds.
and then you move forward.
Yeah.
Sue, thanks for that. We're going back and teaching them kids.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
That's
welcome.
love. That's
Thank
love.
you for the shoes.
Oh,
Shoes are a big deal.
These
I'll
the
tell
connections.
you,
Yeah.
right. I'll tell you, the kids at my school wear a uniform, and I think that the majority of kids in Norfolk might wear a uniform. I'm not really for sure, but I know at Jaycox they wear a uniform, and their uniforms are typically not the nicest. But I promise you, they're all wearing Jordans or Dunks. They definitely, when it comes to them shoes, they're super serious, and
that's a statement. That's a
statement,
right? It is, right?
That's how you
so,
express yourself.
but they're so you have to
Yeah.
imagine that they're all sort of from a a social perspective. They're all at this same place, but some of their parents, they make sure that they've got the shoes, and then there's some that don't.
Yeah.
And so they had. I don't know what company it was, but some company came in and gave the kids a bunch of shoes last year. And I remember thinking, you know, because one kid was like, they're not going to be nice shoes. And they were like super cute. Like they came back and there was a couple of super cute. I was like, these are nice.
Good stuff now. Yeah. They donate good stuff.
And that's a good thing.
Right.
Because, you know, again, it's just like, what it does to you mentally. You know what I'm saying? When you're thinking you're less than because you can't afford what this person got or what that person got.
Right.
And when someone comes in and just, you know, like you said, not just, hey, just take from this bag, but, you know, I personally went out, know your size. And, you know, I don't know if you were saying that they get to write down what kind of shoes they want.
Yeah, they did that.
You know, and see, that's perfect. Yeah. You know, now you personalizing it. And then, you know, from that aspect of the kid, it's just like, somebody did this for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They thought of me doing this. And that can, you know, a lasting effect. You know what I'm saying? How they approach that school year and everything. So
it go back to what you saying, a gift has no strings. I don't. You don't know where it came from. I don't ask you to pay it back. I've asked you to pay it back in a different way, but it may not be buying me another pair of shoes.
Man, I had from you pushing me into this podcast lane, right? I had some crazy interviews, and I'm human, you know. I the first couple years I did it, and I didn't get the fulfillment that I thought I should have got from doing it. You know, like there was one year where we'd had 80 kids served, but only half of the kids showed up, so I had 40 boxes of shoes just left because nobody came to get the shoes, and I'm like, I ain't like, yeah. But conversation that I had recently, I'm getting a lot of clarity on how I'm supposed to move, and she's like, you know, you got to make sure you're taking care of you in the process. Yeah. And like that selfish aspect, the word selfish just make you feel like, oh, I want to get away from it. No, this is for everybody else. But no, you got to make sure you take care of yourself. So she's like, what do you expect? What's your objectives are you trying to achieve?
There you go.
From this shoe drive.
Yeah.
And I had to spell it out. Like, so this year when she told me that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to spell it out. And what I said was this. I said, man, before the shoe drive, I want to make sure I connect with 20 solid men that's going to understand this vision. I said that back in February.
Right.
All this stuff. And we doing the shoe drive next Sunday.
Yeah.
But you calling like, hey, let's get together. The people have been showing up. I mean, it's showing up in crazy ways. Like people, what's the boy, Courtney? He just showed me this thing on his phone to talk about how energy work and all of this. Not to freak people out, but bro, it's like
it's crazy
when
man.
You put it out there and it's starting to show up. So this happening, a few other events happening, but now I'm sitting here looking at this event next weekend to where I've been placed in different rooms, and I was doing it all myself. Now I'm collaborating with another nonprofit, and they're bringing in guest speakers. So we got Wallow 267 coming in for this back to school event next weekend.
Yeah. Shout out Philly. All right.
Yeah, your people. Yeah, you know. But it's just like we got to start understanding like setting our objectives, and it's okay to want something from what you're going to do. Right. That way, however the event goes, we set out whatever we set out to do, we accomplish. And get that fulfillment.
No doubt. So for you, when last time you been on vacation? I must ask you.
Oh man,
I know you get this all the time, but I don't. I'm asking you that. I'm serious though.
No, that's serious. That's real. That's real.
I'm serious though.
That's real.
I'm just watching it. I'm like, this dude stay moving, but he's not relaxing.
That's real.
So that's my guy.
Yeah,
you know.
No, I appreciate.
So I'm asking you this question
because I get it a lot.
Why haven't you been on a vacation?
I just woke up to it, bro. I just woke up to it. Like when I said, I had to start taking care of myself. So I'm finally waking up to what that means because I had like this survivor's guilt.
Yeah,
right. You know, and I'm home, and things are moving up for me, and it's like I want things so bad for the people because I know what they're capable of. Like we from the same pot. Like I believe in you. Let's go. But it just they always regard me as something else. So it was just like, man, I could be doing this, or this money could be allocated to something else. Like,
right.
Oh, this trip gonna cost me a couple grand, but I can use that over here. And it was, I didn't understand what it was doing to me. Yeah. To where I wasn't being fully recharged. I guess my cup was large, but I started running on fumes. Yeah. And man, the last time I took off, bro, like for real, it's probably like 2021. Grand Cayman. Like, and my shout out to my wife. She deal with me. I don't know why, but she deal with it.
But that's why I'm showing her some love right now. That's why I'm asking you the question.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all talked or what, but
I mean, I just know. But I've been watching.
Yeah,
I've been watching.
It's real. So I just didn't. It was just, and then just the pressure of like just watching the world. I'm always living on the edge and seeing like what's going on, and I have a clear understanding of like how cause and effect relationships work. So it's like I know the inevitable gonna happen, and it's like I want to make sure I'm ultimately prepared, and I'm trying to make sure people around me are prepared. And it's like I'm watching everybody have a good time, and it's the anxiety in me is like, yo, y'all know what's about to go down.
Right.
Y'all partying every week. Man, let me get my stuff together so I can be. And it's kind of like you waiting for the other shoe to drop, but when you got faith, it's like, you know, I'm tapping back into that. Like, yo, it's gonna be all right. Whatever you need, whenever you need it, it's gonna be there. Stop trying to get ahead of everything. You can't control everything.
So let me ask you a question, right? Because like you said, you've been in the military academy, you know, an officer, and now you're out and you came back and you're doing a lot. You know, did you make that decision prior to getting out? Like, hey, I'm definitely going to come back to my community, my own stomping grounds, and do better?
Before you answer that, because a lot of people tried it.
Oh,
and they
I
people got out, went back home, and they ain't do so well.
Because you can fall into, you know, running with
really
old
look
people,
back,
just not doing what you have been doing.
So I can tell you this. My whole time being here in Newport News, bro, I was just I was everybody's favorite guy. Like everybody's favorite guy. Like I tell them I never got in fights. I always had good grades. I was athletic. I was quiet. I was mild-mannered. I stayed to myself. I knew how to move in rooms. I always knew I had it in me, but when I got back here in 2007, I just was in a volunteer standpoint because I was like, okay, I got money. I'm an ensign.
Yeah.
Relatively
you got
speaking,
money. Like, you got money.
Relatively speaking,
you got money.
Constant cash flow.
Yeah, you got money. So I'm getting paid on these days.
Yeah, I know this coming. I might be broke in between.
I just gotta wake up. I'm getting paid on these days.
Right. So I the first thing I did was I bought some jerseys. I bought jerseys for one of my Little League coaches, and that was back in 2008. Man, this year I looked at that picture, a picture that they sent me, and standing over my shoulder was a Naval Academy graduate. So this guy, I ain't know him as a kid. And he posted a picture on his social media in the uniform, and I was like, "Get them jerseys, my jerseys."
Yeah.
Click, look, went to the picture, and I found him standing right over me. So I had him in for an interview a couple weeks ago. We talked that through, but so that happened in 2007, 8.
So pause for just a minute, just so everybody can understand. So you go to Naval Academy, and you're stationed here in Virginia as an ensign. And as soon as you hear ground, you immediately start giving back, going buying jerseys as an ensign.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay. Dope.
So from that, I'm floating around because I'm the quiet guy. I'm still, they know me, but I'm just like, y'all do it. Here you go. I'm gonna help out, be in the background, and I did that for years through different endeavors. Like my son, as soon as he turned 5, he was ready to jump into the mix, and I'm like, I don't want him to play football, but he was all for it. So I'm kind of lingering around, doing the same thing, coaching, and then I got involved in coaching basketball, coaching football, and started getting familiar with all the kids and then their parents.
And this is from your old neighborhood, your old schools you went to previously, right? Okay.
And so when I get to the fort, I sit down with Captain Meyer. Well, Admiral Meyer. Admiral Meyer now. So
good guy.
Good dude.
Man.
Real. The first.
We need him.
Yeah.
We need him.
At that time, absolutely.
Yeah. I need him right now. I need him to be on here.
yeah. But he was
real dude.
I'm gonna tell you this. Like at that point, I've been in the Navy maybe 6 years or something, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And he was the first officer that sat down and like, no shit, had a conversation, pulled me in his office. When I checked in, he did his 2-hour, people complained about him, but that was the first time like somebody talked to me like a man that was of rank.
Listen, bro.
He used to take notes too.
Yeah,
when you
bro.
check in, he used to take
Take
notes.
notes,
He had the
notes.
big binder. Yeah.
Yeah,
You had to check what he's saying. Everybody that was below his pay grade checked in with him.
yeah,
Oh,
Everybody.
that's nice.
yeah.
Everybody.
That was so.
Airmen's. I mean,
They don't
not to
care.
get off.
E1s.
Yeah.
I need to talk to him.
Yeah.
And not to get off subject, but it was just like when you would go to mass, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there as a chief. He bring notes from
When
his
you checked in
check-in
with him.
and said, "You said this.
You said this. You
said
was gonna
joined the
do
Navy
this.
because of this."
And you joined the Navy because you did this.
Yes,
That's why you joined the
mass.
Navy.
Yeah,
At your mass.
Yeah,
Oh man.
This dude wasn't no
Different.
joke.
Yeah.
But he's
Different.
different
That is
though.
different. Yeah.
He's
Great.
different
That
though.
probably broke their hearts too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's that's what we was getting
That's
at.
some disappointment. That's some I disappointed
Yeah.
my mom kind of
Yeah.
stuff right there.
but he was like that. I mean, like check in. My baby girl born. They get the blanket.
Right to get the blankets.
yes,
They will make his wife will make it their child blankets. Everybody
Yeah,
that had a child on that ship.
yeah.
Really?
It's crazy.
Different.
That's
different.
it was different.
Different.
When you see people like that, it's just like, oh, you exist.
yeah.
That makes you feel like you can do it.
Like you exist in
I
this
can
world.
do that. I can be. I can.
But
be-
people didn't like. A lot of people
that.
didn't like his style.
y'all ask how I got to this.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the turning point. He turned the volume up. I was doing all this stuff behind the scenes. But when he heard about all that, he like, oh, nah. And he put me in contact with everybody.
Nice.
Everybody from Meals on Wheels to Boys and Girls Clubs to this. And
He's different.
and he said, while we dry dock, we ain't doing
Yeah,
nothing. He's
ain't
just
doing-
like, oh, you run the community relations. So that's when I started running Comrails through.
Okay.
Oh,
So that's how I got hooked through
food
that.
banks.
And all of that.
All of
He
that.
put
Right
me
here. You
on-
just come out here to Newport News. The food banks.
Yeah. So he put me on all that. Everybody, head the Boys and Girls Club and everybody who was somebody, he made sure that I was present for it.
Crazy.
And he like, yo, you gonna keep doing this, keep doing that. And we just talking. I'm briefing him about what I'm doing in the community.
Yeah.
And he, I mean, it won't
Not
no
even
gimmick.
Navy, just community.
Yeah. Yeah. So
He
I
believe in that.
Yes.
He believe in that.
So from me getting that exposure, we started like a youth organization, just sports, football and cheer. We started that with Antoine Bethea and Elton Brown out here. Did that, and then ultimately that spiraled into like once I ran that, it was like I can run a business, and that's how this birthed.
So
And
the
I-
two people, they military too. Antoine
Oh,
Bethea.
oh,
I know a couple of
NFL.
Bethea. Oh,
yeah.
He said 2 minutes.
Oh, so yeah, Bethea and Elton Brown, NFL talents. They played journeyman. He was with the Colts. Won the Super Bowl with the Colts. San Francisco, New York. Elton Brown played with the Arizona Cardinals.
Right.
So yeah. So but
Well, I
yeah,
never knew how you started that.
yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
man, it's a lot of history.
dope.
I know a lot of the guys, but it's just how we come together and organize, and I think just the military and the structure
Oh man, it's a beautiful thing.
start showing people how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We may not align to their rules and regulations, but we can align somehow, some way.
Yeah.
You know, we will align somehow, some way.
I think they gave us a good foundation. So that's how all that
Yeah.
got kicked off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So AP, you coming up on 30 years.
Yes.
30
Yeah.
years.
I
30
am.
years.
I am.
It's been a ride. It's been a ride.
It definitely has.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of ups and downs, and
Yeah.
this is I'm in my 12-month mark. You know,
Right. Right.
you know how when you're on the ship and everything, you got orders, or you in your window.
You in your window.
know, it's feel crazy because it's just like
Yeah.
there's no other command I'm going to. I'm gonna go home.
I ain't calling for no orders.
Not at all,
Yeah.
right? You know, ain't
I ain't-
negotiating
yeah, none of
nothing.
that.
You know, I'm negotiating with the wife. Like, yo, where we moving?
Wait, that's now you negotiating at home.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She the detailer right now.
She the detailer.
I mean,
She the detail.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
real.
it's been interesting. You
Yeah.
know, went through different stages of accepting it. You know,
Right.
Because they called me crazy, but I really wanted to go over 30 because it's just, you know, we got goals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all goal oriented. It just takes that to get to this point. And one of my goals was to be a air DLCP on the carrier, and that didn't happen for me.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
And I just wanted to just kind of sum it up there because I'm a carrier guy. This is my first amphib, so it was just like as a junior chief, senior chief, you know, I want to sit that seat, you know, because that's all we wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just like, okay, I got the rank to do it, but I don't have the opportunity to do it. You know, so I kind of felt like I left a little bit on the table. You know, but hey,
you changed a lot of lives.
Navy said, hey,
right.
you gotta go home.
You gotta go home. Yeah.
Gotta go
you
home.
changed a lot of lives. Trust me. And you're gonna actually do more when you retire.
Yeah. What's up next?
I'm still in the figuring out stage. You know, I got a couple of things that I'm thinking about. Contracting, ROTC, with the kids, and you know, project management. You know, so those are things that's going through right now. But I'm definitely taking advantage of, you know, everything the Navy have to offer that's in place. You know, Fleet and Family, the different programs and stuff like that. You know, resume writing and everything, just to, so I can really present myself in a manner in which I want to be, you know, sought after.
So basically, you say you don't know what the fuck you want to do.
You know that they have the. Have you looked into the Syracuse does? You can get you can get certified for
PMP
program management.
Yeah.
So I went to TAPS once. I'm going again,
Yeah.
and that did come up. So
it's a skill bridge.
It's a skill bridge
It's
thing,
skill
but
bridge.
and it's really easy. I did it for human resource management.
Yeah.
I never. Unfortunately, my father had passed away, so I never took like my test.
Yes. Yeah.
But I did all of my coursework, and I changed it at the last minute. I was going to do project management, and then I was like, maybe I
I
should
did the
do
same
human
thing.
resource management. So I changed it to human resource management, but it's really easy because it's all right
It's
there.
all computer based.
I
I
mean,
did the same thing for project management, but never took the test.
I say it's really
you know.
easy. It's not really easy. It's
It's just
just
time
not.
consuming.
Yeah, it's time
It's time.
consuming.
Yeah.
It is.
And you at your point in your life, you like, I just want to do me.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the
I
question.
just want to do me.
Right.
You
So-
know,
so that
just for a
part.
moment. Because when you've been in the game that long,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you know, retire, it's like, I just want to do me. And it's okay to be that way.
And so you was just joking a minute, like,
Yeah.
so really you don't know what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's just like, for a while, that gave me real bad anxiety, you know, because it's just like,
Well, that's true.
we all know what we're doing, you know.
like you said, at this time, you're calling someone to say, hey, what's my next set of orders?
Right. You know,
You
and
ain't
you're
doing that.
not. So it's just like
Yeah.
for almost 30 years, you used
Yes.
to the program. And
Right.
now this is not the program. And it wasn't until I went to TAPS. And, you know, I went to the executive TAPS. You know, it's a bunch of, you know, officers and chiefs
Yeah.
and master chiefs and stuff. And the facilitator, okay, what's next for you? And then everybody starts saying, like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm like, okay, so
I don't know.
we can say that.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say like you don't know.
Absolutely.
It's retired cats out here that ain't thinking about no job.
Yep.
They're not. And
They ain't thinking about no job.
people tell me, like,
They looking good, living good.
yeah, you know, people
Yeah.
tell me, like, hey, take a few months off, you know, and
Yeah.
everything. And then there's people that are like, I know you, AP, like, you can't sit still.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to
Yeah.
need something.
You gotta do something that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
something
if
that's
it's
fun. And
just-
guess what? If it ain't fun, you just go do something else.
Right. And everyone said that's the
You'll
part
figure it
we
out.
enjoy.
Yeah, you'll figure
you
it
know,
out.
But it's hard to even, you know, fathom the idea of, like, you don't know, because people at our level imagine, you know, hey, what's the answer to this? I don't know.
Right. I don't know.
You know, like, we didn't get where we was at by saying, I don't know. Like,
No,
we
that
always
wasn't an
knew.
option.
Always in motion.
yeah,
Always
exactly.
in motion. You
Yeah.
gotta be in motion. So this is part of my self therapy, right?
Uh-huh.
I had to sit down and start asking myself, because you asked the question, but like, what do I like to do?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
hard question.
Bro, I spent a year picking the brains of men, just like asking people, going around like, bro, like,
Yeah.
what you do for fun, yo?
Right.
Yeah.
And when I asked the question, I got more I don't knows than I expect, because I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, I ran out of stuff to do. Like as a kid, you know, like
yeah.
I can play some PlayStation and da 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 da. But then like, my girl next door who I shared a space with, she a therapist, and we had these conversations all the time. She said,
Yeah.
so why you stop playing video games? I'm like, cause it's childish. And she was
Exactly.
like, say who?
That's it.
Who say
But
that?
the way you said it, I understood what you said. But I stopped playing it because it was childish.
Yeah.
I ain't
That's what I
making no
But I
money
don't
off
think-
of this. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't getting ahead on this. And she's like,
Yeah.
sometimes you just need to disconnect and do mindless activities like to recenter yourself. And I'm just saying like, nah, that's crazy. Like
I can't reset.
I got so much.
I'm going so
do.
far. I can't reset. I can't afford to reset.
And
But you can.
us, especially being black men, you know, successful, accomplished black men, you feel like you gotta be the tip of the spear for everybody. The moment you take your foot off the gas, you get roped into the ain't shit people. Like ain't doing
Everybody
watching.
watching.
Everybody watching.
All eyes on me all the time.
And that's it. And that's pressure that we're not even conscious of.
Right.
And we wearing it. So now you at this new crossroad, this new fork in the road, like what's next? Because everybody expecting you to take on another just as grand role as as what you were. And it's like, you know, I think a lot of people suffer in silence because they sit back and they got the retirement and the money's good and they say they project out that, man, I ain't worried about nothing. My mailbox good.
My mailbox good.
First
of the month is lovely.
You watch them and then I see people check out.
Gone.
And you be like, yo, money was 45 years old.
Man, listen, it was a female mass chief, just retired last year. I can't recall her name, but this happened just this week. Retired from VA, moved to Texas. She just passed away.
Wow.
30 years.
And you're giving so much of yourself.
That was my biggest fear.
30
So I like to hear your story though.
That
I
was like one of my biggest fears. I had a lot of anxiety behind it, but you know, you hear people that that poured so much into the military that when they left, they didn't know what to do with themselves.
I don't know what to do.
And so I was really that's a real fear.
Yeah,
that's a real fear, and
because you used to be called on. You know, look for. Look for,
and then I would say,
I gotta be back. I go pick up this sailor from wherever. I gotta go into work to do whatever.
Right.
And you don't think about it.
Right.
You know, it's just like your subconscious, like, okay, I gotta go into work on a time that I shouldn't even be there. You know, because some people get to stay home for Christmas, Thanksgiving. You know, you name it. I gotta do it today.
Yeah, they've never experienced.
You know,
right.
You know, so and this is like you get to that point. Like I was just in love with this organization, and it's like it's what I knew. I was surrounded by good people. Some people had bad careers. You know, sorry for them. I had a ball.
Yeah,
I had a ball. You know, I had a ball. So
is that why you doing what you're doing and have taken on some of the things you're doing, like the
that's
Boat
where it
Rocker
comes
Hall
from.
of
That's where
Fame
it comes
and
from,
everything
man.
like that?
That's where it comes from. It's just like I love Philly to death. Growing up, and when I left, and it's like I just encountered a new group of friends, a new group of friends, and we had some ups, we had some downs. We ride together, we roll together, hung over together, you name it. You know those times, and it's just like wow, and we grow. You know, didn't forget my friends from back home, but it's just like I grew with a different group of people, and like what I'm into, they into. You know,
tried,
it's like what I'm into, they into, and it's a constant ongoing. I remember when I was 40. You know, I can remember that. I'm 52 now, but I can remember when I was 40 and what I was doing. You know, trying to buy houses.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to buy houses and trying to grow, and at the same time, I'm learning. You know how to do this thing, how to be the leader at a different level.
Yeah.
You know, it's a constant grind. So yeah, I just do it for the love, man. It's just for the love, man. I encounter a lot of good people.
Gotcha.
A lot of good people, man. Okay. So it's just
so I got another question for you, right? I got another question for you. You know, for those that have been watching the ID's podcast, you know, you then went for a couple of shows on these top fives.
right.
Don't nobody know your top five. You know?
Boom.
So what is Ty? What is your top five?
It's hard to do a top five, and I love to be the one behind the camera asking the question,
right?
Because it's hard.
It is hard to do top five, which is the reason why I never responded.
right. Because this one here rocks with me on anything, you know, and it's like
top five is hard.
We gotta get it together.
But top five is hard because then you start thinking, you know, for specifically for me, I don't know that I had, and I don't think that my top 5 is going to be Master Chiefs.
Yeah, it don't necessarily have to be.
Well, I just don't know that I have 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 5, like when it comes to like you and JB.
Right.
Like I have the NASCAR crew, but like when I'm talking about top 5, there wasn't a lot of Chiefs that did a lot for me. So, Ray Kemp.
Right.
Ray Kemp was I definitely know that I made senior chief because of him. But I didn't have a lot of chiefs that did a lot of great things for me. And so, except for the senior chief, the AT senior chief,
right.
But I mean, that was a second class then. And all he really did was just create an environment where I could come back in and feel comfortable and feel like I could take care of my kids and be okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he made me feel better.
Right. The top 5 is like you just paying homage to those chiefs.
Yeah.
You can have more than you can have 6 or 10. And what people don't realize, you don't have to put them in order. You can just give me the list.
I watched a couple of the top 5s, and I was thinking to myself, man, I don't have any of these great like chief experiences.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why my first probably couple years of being a chief were so rough because I didn't have great chief. I didn't have great chief experiences. So
I experienced that.
I didn't have anything to say, I want to be like that. Or, I want to do that. The only thing that I knew that I wanted to be was a great woman chief, and that I knew that I wanted to be was to be something for women.
Yeah.
And but even then, I still was rough around the edges, very man-like.
Right.
So coming up, did you see a lot of female chiefs?
Absolutely not.
And I'm listening to you, it's just like maybe that's a reason why you don't have necessarily a top 5 chiefs because growing up back then, I mean, the way females and chiefs and everything is handled now, I'm sure. I mean, you retired 29 years.
29.
It was a different Navy. You know what I'm saying, back then. We keep saying that, but it truly was. So, I'm just kind of thinking.
In the 90s, right? You're saying in the 90s, you see a female chief, they weren't very female-like.
Right. I mean, they had some out there.
There was a couple. I can remember my first ship. I was on the Baton, and there was it was a dental tech female DT1 who made chief, and I was like, oh my God, you might be the prettiest chief that there is. Because I had, at that point, not seen very many pretty or feminine
it's a lot of them out there
chiefs.
now.
Right.
It's
a bunch.
Yeah, it's a lot out there now.
Back then, it was like you'd see them.
You rarely seen the best you might have seen was a fine second class. Right. I came in the 90s. It was like, I'm saying it, like, a lot of the first classes wasn't looking like, ooh.
No, they weren't. And, it's really funny because also being on the ship, make you think about your skincare really fast. And I was like, I just bought all of the skincare because the women on there looked rough. I was like, my God,
take care of themselves.
My God,
but now they make sure they right.
Right, they look pretty.
Hey, they come out on a man overboard like you in a hotel room.
I know.
What you doing?
Right. So.
We kind of getting off.
No, we always on.
That's not going to
your favorite.
It's kind of smooth. Yeah.
I see what you did there. I see what you did. You was gonna let it keep rolling, but it's like,
put it on me. Let's put it on
top 5. We need this top 5. And your officer too. That's what you like to say. And your officer.
And my officer.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. But I would just give you the ones, and it's kind of like similar to your story. They didn't teach me a lot. They taught me a lot in a different way.
What not to do.
What not to do.
What kind of chief you don't want to be.
What you don't want to be, and what you're going to be, and how you can maneuver in a chief's mess. That's the most important thing. If you don't have the air of the chief's mess, I don't care if you a chief, senior chief, master chiefs are too easy, but you a chief and you can maneuver in the chief's mess, and they respect you like that, it's like, well, I'm doing something right because I'm obviously hanging with the right people, and that's why Famous and JB will be that 2 master chiefs for me, because Famous was like I'm definitely operating the gray area. It's nothing black and white with me.
Absolutely.
You know, it's nothing black and white with me. Everything is negotiable.
Right.
You know, he don't care what pay grade you are, what rank you was, or what rate you was. Right. He look at. I seen him look out for officers. You know.
So when you say Amos, like we all know who we
oh yeah,
know.
Well, famous Amos, AB Mass Chief. Okay,
right.
man, I give him the AB. All right, AB Mass Chief love. So
yeah, I'm like that AB.
Yeah, and that's my guy. Like he just literally every movement I'm on, he like right there. You know, it's like that uncle that you got that like supports you no matter what. So they're like, come on, let's go. That's what you want to do. Let's go.
Day, right?
To this day,
like still.
Yeah, like to this day, it's times like, you know, he got to go to Philly, and I'm like, yo, man, I need to. Can you pick this up and bring it back, or can you take this from VA, take it to my mom in Philly? I'm gone. Come on, let's go. You know,
right?
And he just dropped stuff off with my family. They all know him, so he just like that dude, like, and he's special, man. His mom and I, we share the same birthday, so
nice.
Yeah, man. But that's my dude, man. Like he rocks with me. You know, he like you would have thought that the GOAT Locker Hall of Fame was his, you know, and I let him run with it. Like, go ahead, man. You know, you my OG, so do whatever you want to do. I ain't arguing with you. Yeah. Whatever idea you got, it may be old for me, but I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, so that's him. JB, Jeff Barlow, on the other hand, he was like the political guy. Mm-hmm. You know, he's the politician guy. He was just, I know how to talk to the people. We're going to get him to do this, get him to do that. And he always kept me alongside of him. So when he had something going on the ship, truth be told, it was either me or her. You know, yeah, I know. Like, he put you on stuff. Like,
right.
Yeah, it was hidden amongst everyone else, but I know that he was like, yeah, so I need you to do blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Same thing with me. Hey, I need you to do, and we was like his right and left hands. You know, so like it just worked out. Yeah. Like,
so was he CMC at the time?
No, he was a senior chief at the time,
wow.
And I was the chief, and he was in my, and me on the Nassau. That's my first ship's company ever as a chief, and he's my section leader. My old section leader left, and he became the section leader, and I was a watch bill coordinator. So, and he kind of let me run it, like, you gonna be here one day. So, and he probably just was like lazy too. But he was like, you're going to be here one day, so you say what you need to say and do what you need to do. And he'll interject when he needed to, but he let me run the show. If he was just doing a big man on the rail thing, hey, I need you with me to do blah, 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 blah. All right, got you. I make senior chief, and I was a command financial specialist and the CFL. I said, man, I'm about to get this up. Nah, you're going to keep that, because then now that's when he took over to be a CMC of the ship. Like, well, I know what you got going on. I know that program gonna be straight. And I'm looking at him like, bruh, let somebody else eat. Nah, I'm in charge, and you gonna be in charge of that. So I ain't had no option. So it was just,
you know you're gonna take care of it,
right? And I know you're gonna take care. You've been doing it, so we good.
And he was a CMC before he was a CMC, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a CMC before he was a CMC.
Before he was a CMC,
and he really taught me what Master Chiefs do on GQ drills. Yeah, like, and I won't even speak on it, but it was just like, if you're a Master Chief and you know doing GQ, you know where you at, you know. So, because I always wonder, like, where the Master Chiefs go? I don't see them out here on these drills. Only one you see is like the engineering Master Chief, like on the amphib and a carrier. You know, the RDMC will be out there, but where do the Master Chiefs go? But he told me what they do, so it's just stuff like that, man. And again, he another one that rocks with me. Like, it's just whatever I got going on, he supported. So. Another cat, Reggie Graham, I was a second class checking in the squadron. I checked into the second class and left as a chief. But this dude was a senior chief, a mech senior chief, and he, old school cat. First dude, old head I seen had a black and mild and a 40 Colt 45. Oh, wow. You know, but he would play basketball with us. The squadron basketball team, he out there with us, playing with us. Grabbing rebounds. He the only cat out there with long pants playing basketball from Detroit. But he old head. He didn't play. Yeah. I never seen him get in no one's ass. Never. But everybody feared this dude. Everybody feared this dude. And it's like, how do you get that type of respect? You know, I never went off. He might have went off on his own set of people, but everybody outside of him, We never seen it. We just never seen it. But everybody feared this dude in a way like, oh, you don't mess around with Reggie Graham. If he say something, you do something. You know, there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. You just do it. For him to have that respect at that, and then he brought me up under him. You know, brought me up under him. So when I made chief, it's kind of like because of him. Part of it because of him, what he trained me on. You know, when I get to the ship for the first time on the Nassau, a cat I still run with to this day. Eric Tate Dog. Like, I'm new ship's company. This is new for me. I'm a chief, and I know like I got to get this. I got to do this. I got to do that. I'm behind the. Y'all been doing it. You know, right. I'm coming on like I don't know how to request permission to come aboard type thing, and I remember that from boot camp. But other than that, and I know how to talk to people. You know, so that's all I got. But this dude taught me on our duty days, now we're not going to sit in a mess. I'm going to teach you this ship. I'm going to teach you where this is at, why this is there, blah, 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 blah. From the top to the bottom, forward, aft. Like, he taught me that ship on our duty days. So I know what's going on. Right. So I'm going to watch Bill, just getting to the ship, I'm going to watch Bill coordinator like in 4 or 5 months. But you would think that's a job for a chief that's been on there for a while.
Yeah.
But him teaching me and another cat, Kurt Julian, Boogie, like, just put me on. So Tate is that type of dude. And think about it, he just made chief a year before that.
Oh, okay.
A year before that. So it wasn't him being a chief that made him show love. That's just who he is as a person. You never been a chief a day in your life. But you show love because who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so we don't necessarily have to get taught how to take care of people. Sometimes it's just really in our hearts.
Yeah.
You know, and majority of us, if we got younger siblings, we've been doing that forever.
Right.
You know, I had to remember coming out of elementary school, I had to pick up my youngest sister. I'm like, 5th grade. I'm picking her up from daycare, coming to the house. Like, hey, doing what I got to do. And then when my mom come home, I can go out and play basketball. You know, but until then, I'm watching them from across the street. Like, wow, they getting it in. But I can't lead a step.
Right.
You know, I can't lead a step. So we just nurturing people from a long time.
Right.
So this dude, like, it's in his heart. Yeah. It's in his heart, man. Like, I lived in Memphis for about 3 years, and he just showed me love from beginning when I got there until I just left. Like, he just always like was there, like to take care of me. Like I'm older than him, but he treat me like he the big brother. I'm like, bro, just because you taller than me, don't think you bigger than me. You know, but he just a solid cat, man. Solid cat. And none of these are in particular order. And then my last one is Dolores Shepard. Dolores Shepard, AO Master Chief. I consider her as like a coach. I kind of separate them, coach and mentors. Mentors is somebody, like I always said, was outside my rate. My coaches was people that was in my rate, that was put me on game. So Dolores and I met, got to the ship. She was on the Bush at the time. And we met at the exam writing school. This was 2007, 2008. And she been putting me on, like, make sure you do this on the ship. Make sure you do that on the amphib. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. And it was like, because when I first came in, my first supervisor was a female. Crawford, AO2 Crawford. Like, white, little, short lady, but didn't play. Her husband was a chief, an AO chief, but she kind of almost punked him. I'm like, yo, you know, like, you gonna step up to her? But she just didn't play. You know, so it's women out there that we serve with that really got their shit together, i.e. you. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's a lot of them we serve with. Yeah, sometimes I know. And again, that's just, Dolores was just that woman for me, like, to put me on game. So for female chiefs, for me, it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. You know, we seen it. Yeah. 13 female master chiefs on one ship, man. You was crazy. There, like, that never happened.
Ever.
They wasn't like the greatest of friends, but for me to see that, it was like, this is for real.
You got to think about it from a perspective. I was only the 10th IS female mass chief. The 10th. Since 1975. The 10th.
Crazy. Damn.
I mean, they've got, I think they're up to like 14 or 15 now, but the point is that you had more in one sitting than we had
one
for our
sitting.
rate. For our
Yeah,
rate.
more. Like, you couldn't, you turn around, they right there. They right there. And
That's
they out and about.
Yeah.
They out and about. So it was like, it was a
That's
beautiful thing to
amazing.
see. And to cap it off, we had the female CMC. So it was just like,
It was a
people
great
say what they
year.
want to say, but it was a nice thing to see. Like, wow, like time has really changed. Time has really changed. Yeah, time has really changed, man. So it's a lot of those things are the reason why I do what I do. You know, just seeing that, just experiencing that. You know, I can say the females just as well as the black Master Chiefs. A lot of them was on the forward too. You know, it was and again, it's like it
Well,
kind
they
of.
owed everybody on the Ford. They owed everybody on the Ford.
What you mean they old?
The Ford is a mess.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a mess. I mean, I like, and
I tell a good story. You gonna talk about the shit bad? Hey, them folks paid for that.
they did. They
paid
all
billions,
their work.
$3.1 billion.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
you talking
something.
about from that aspect.
I-
Yeah, there's too much stuff trying
Those
to get put
people
into one side.
They were,
too
stuck,
many
they were stuck on
programs.
that ship
sound-
for
but it sound good,
years.
though. It sound good though.
Too many programs.
That was nice. They
It
owed
sound
them,
good, though.
They
Too many
definitely owed
upgrades.
them.
Too many
Yeah.
No.
upgrades.
It did sound good.
It sound good. The stuff that they were talking about,
Oh, it sounded really
it
good.
sound real good.
Sounds nice. Execution though.
But man, I think
so
that's
much.
just four though. I think that's
But
just four.
that's amazing.
I gave you
though.
5.
No, you said
Reggie Graham,
No.
Jeff
Okay.
Barlow,
Okay.
Famous, Tate,
Okay.
and Dolores
okay.
Shepard.
Reggie Graham.
Yeah, Reggie Graham. Yeah. But no, man, I just do it for the love, man.
And who's your officer?
I like that coach thing though. That's
Yeah.
Probably
Coach
give
just was
Vic
like always
Dalton
somebody that was in my
shout out.
rate. But no, so getting back to like your favorite officers, is I had a lot of them, a lot of great ones. But the one that really lets me shine, and it was when I was in the squadron, BP 45. Again, I checked into the second class and left as a chief, and 4 years, all of that. But I was second class for a while, but I kind of just got it together when I got to this command, and made first class, and my first gunner we had in the squadron. They just started having gunners in the squadron. This is a big deal in the AO community. Was a girl named Benicia O'Neill. She, we had no chief. It was just me as a first class and her as the officer. You know, she was a prior chief, made ensign, but she, like, taught me how to handle business. You know, taught me how to handle business. Taught me how to like think before you speak. You know, type thing. Like, you know, because they're going to judge you, you know, so just make sure you got your stuff together and they can never fuck with you. She said, I don't care what they say or how they say it. If you straight, you got your stuff together, they can't fuck with you.
right.
They can't. She said, I'm telling you. So she was like that lady. And she wanted to act like my big sister at the same time, but might have been a year or two older than me. But this talk to me. Her and our relationship was great. Because it was just like the business and we joke, but business and we joke. You know, make sure they be training our shop so they can be successful. Like that's just how she was. But as far as a female leader, like she was just that one. They people were well respected. Then I probably would go like Admiral Meyer, like right behind him. Like that dude, he's just him, another guy, JJ Brabazon. But Admiral Meyer was the first dude that I seen CO. The Samuel report comes out. This dude said, hey, make sure all the khakis get to see it. Man, in fact, he might have said the whole command. Whatever, but nobody ever shared the Samuel because people were afraid to read that. He's like, we air it all out around here. You know, we air it out. So that dude was like...
Festivus.
Yeah, like the way he... And it's like you pick up little things from a lot of different people. You know, I'm just like a sponge. Still to this day, I'm just absorbing, and it's only making me better. You know, it was only making me better. So I mean, having you all here today was just like, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you connected with the right people. You talking with the right people. You socializing with the right people. We have come across easily over 10,000 people, you know, this in our military career.
Right.
Yeah. Easily. It might be 20,000. Mm-hmm. But out of that 20,000, it's certain ones that you really deal with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come encounter with you've been stationed with people that you talked to, dealt with constantly for 3 to 4 years. And you might not hear from them, but maybe once every 2 years now. You know? But it's some that you still connect with.
Right.
Because it's like, wow, I see what you're doing.
Right.
You know, I see what you're doing. I see how you moving. And it's just good. It just makes me feel good. Like, to even do this platform, you know, I know where we want to go. I know how I want to go. I know what y'all want to do. You know, I'm asking y'all to do this because I know, one, you got a story to tell. You know, you love to give back, and it's just like you there doing what you love to do. You know, you doing what you love to do. Like I say, I would have never imagined you as a teacher, but that could have been in your calling. We never even talked about that in 2009. You know, like, that was never a conversation that we was having. You know, you doing that. But I can see the love that you have for it, you know. And it's like, I always tell you, like, Sue, don't feel bad because, like, you spoil your kids. Like, who don't? That's in the military. You know, your upbringing was totally different. You know what I'm saying? But you say, I'm gonna ensure my kids don't have that same type of upbringing. I'm gonna do everything in my power for them not to go. Not saying what you experienced was a bad thing. No, you had to get that to be where you at today.
Right.
You know,
for sure.
Right.
You know, we all went through something. No matter where we from, Philly, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Newport News, Virginia. You know, it's all the same. You know, which we always thought, like, oh, that neighborhood, my next door neighbor, they got it good over there. Man, they got issues in that house too.
Yeah, everybody.
You know? But that's what we seen as a kid. But as we grow to adulthood, we see things differently.
Right.
You know, it's like, wow, oh, you live in California, you was going through the same thing? You know, oh, you had an uncle like that, you had an aunt like that. You know, it's just our lifestyle, man. But again, when you meet other people, and as you get to that closer to that time of, I ain't got a lot of days ahead of me, like, left, so I gotta enjoy them.
Right.
That's why it's okay for you not to say, I really don't know what I want to do after 30 years. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I can ride Brandon coattail and let him spear this thing and let's go. Right. You know? Because one thing for sure, this dude here, if I say something, only thing he would text back is, let's go.
Let's do it, yo.
Let's do it.
Young with energy.
That's his reply back. Not even on how we gonna line it up, how we gonna do it. Let's do it.
Right.
Nah, man, I've been, like I said, I've been wanting this. I didn't know how to put it into words.
Yeah.
You know, being here and having people from different places.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize I had the people the whole time. So when you reach out and say, let's do it, I already had the thought. Yeah. But I've been sitting waiting for a sign. And when the phone call come, a text come, it's like, what? Oh, shit, I already thought about this.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So stop wasting time. I say that because we don't know how much more time we got here. And we're not supposed to die with a full tank. We got to get it out. Yeah. Some kind of way. And I think everybody holding on to stuff because they're trying to monetize everything.
Right.
So it's like, I want to hold on to this because somebody might make money off of this. It's like, we can come up with anything we want in a split second.
Yeah.
We our own bank, but we got to learn how to work together and put some structure on things and then start moving. And we at this critical time now where people saying, oh, there are no options. You can't do this. Opportunities are limited,
right?
But they endless because we create them. Yeah. And now, if we can show people how somebody from Alabama, Philly, Georgia, Florida, like, can come here because you may not be from here, but this could be the hub to where now we creating something that's gravitation or that people all around the world are going to start seeing it like, damn, what they doing in Newport News. Newport News. We could create our own DC vibe right here.
Right.
Our own Atlanta vibe right here. Because we have the talented people, like the experiences that we got from the jobs that we've done and the people that we were able to lead and the missions that we were able to execute. And we done them, you know, when you sit back and think about it, man, to get on the ship and just take off, bro.
Yeah.
That's a kind of a level of crazy, but we just went through it like
and made it normal.
This what it is, right?
Made it normal.
But people like, yo, you was driving that ship, or y'all was up there. What the rest of the man? Like, it ain't nothing but water out there for real.
Ain't nothing but water
for real.
Yeah.
And we just doing it because what else? What else we gonna do? And we gotta start teaching the people come behind us, like sharing these stories, whether it's being a Navy, whether it's being a leader, whether it's stepping out into a new frontier and saying, I care enough about these group of people that I want to see them succeed.
Right.
I believe in them because there's no hope in a lot of these areas. So us being able to do this when somebody's telling me, hey, Brandon, you speaking my language. Let's go. What we got to do? Who I got to call?
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
So that's where all that come from. I get tired, but
I know. Hey, we're gonna talk about this vacation though. I'm telling you, we're gonna talk about this vacation, man. You owe my girl, dog. You owe my girl. You owe my girl, man. I love the hustle. I love the hustle. I mean,
but for real, when I look at this as fun though. Like, this is fun.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, some people might call it work. This cool for me. Like you say, let's get up on a Saturday morning and go knock that out. All right. Yeah. Do y'all want to do that?
Right.
Because I ain't got no problem doing it.
I'm with it.
So, like, work has been fun. Like, I think we were talking about, the Navy. As much as it's done for me when I was in it, boy, I hated that. I hated it.
Listen,
like,
I try to tell people all the time, I think that naturally, because I stayed in for as long as I did and because I did my job well and I loved the people. I didn't love the Navy.
Right.
The Navy wasn't great to me in terms of, my family life and the things that I dealt with. But it was a means to an end.
Right. So.
My 3 kids are in college or graduated from college. You know what I mean? Like, it was a means to an end.
Right.
And
because even like you said, I loved it, but I just adapted to that.
Right.
Like,
I think
that's my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, I can't tell you how to balance work and family. I sucked at it.
I did too.
I sucked at it.
I think most successful people, like, they love to say work life, home life balance and everything. Like, I don't think that exists, right? Because if you look at successful people, I'm gonna show you an unbalanced person. Right?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. So
unbalanced.
it's just like they need to just throw that whole little concept away. That
The balance is the spouse, because inevitably, if you're successful, if you're a successful person, there's somebody at home that's really helping you with that,
keep
right?
it going.
So,
keep it all going.
I definitely give my husband his flowers at all times.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the Navy too, but I was the one, who was just like, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that, and he was like, you don't have to do anything, and I'm like, no, I got to do it, right? So why
the competitive spirit like that though?
For me, I think that when I decided to come back in, when I decided that was going to be the thing, it was just, I was going to do it, all the way. I was on terminal leave for a while.
Get out. Yeah.
See that, and so for me, right, what I've noticed since I've been in, people that has gotten out, come back in, and everything, they move with a different. They move at a different pace.
Yeah.
They got a different kind of determination. People that come in older or have gotten out and come back in, like,
I wasn't all the way out. I was on terminal leave, but
But you checked out.
That's when I was checked out for a while because I was in second class for a while. I was like, I'm getting out of the Navy. I don't even care. I would go and sign my name on my and then leave. Yeah. But it was that the AT senior chief. He worked it out so that I could get what I wanted. I mean, he knew. I don't know that I knew, but he knew that I wasn't ready, right? And I wasn't ready to be out. And so he finagled it so that I could go to a school because at that time I didn't have an NEC. And so, and the detailer refused to give me one. So he had finagled it so that I could go and get my NEC while I was still stationed with him before I went to the ship. And so he's the reason why I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's dead.
Okay. No, we good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
well,
That's one
okay.
Oh,
I definitely, though, when we talk about Master Chiefs, I definitely want to give my flowers to Vic Dalton because he was a good coach.
Yeah.
He was a great
Yeah.
coach. He was actually the godfather and the first black Master Chief that we had in the IS rate.
Wow.
But he was a godfather and so smart. Like, he had such amazing forethought. Like, he was puppeteering IS moves, like 2 moves ahead. Like, he was playing chess for real.
Yeah.
And so he was amazing. I never was stationed with him, but I've known him since I became an IS. I've known of him. And he's a great guy. He's definitely a good coach.
Yeah, it's a lot of them good ones out there.
He definitely
of
called
good
me
ones.
immediately when I made Master Chief and was like, I knew you were going to be a Master Chief one day. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think some of your people weren't too happy about it. That's all right.
Yeah.
I made it just the same, so.
Right.
yeah.
Right. AP, what's feeling you have right now? Like, you know, you about to walk away.
I mean, right now, like I've accepted it, right? That's a step right there within itself, and I'm just preparing right now. I'm in the preparing stage.
All right.
yeah. You said something about balance.
Right.
I seen like this quote, Instagram story somebody shared about what it means to be like evenly yoked. And sometimes I think like we thinking 50-50 or some percentage, but it could be 99 and 1. 99 and you just need that one thing to complete you. So like jumping out, like trying to find that whatever that balance is, bro, like is whatever balances you. Keep you sane.
Yeah. But I just want to thank you all for coming and support. Brandon, I mean, it's just, again, like I said, man, I didn't see this back in 2008. Didn't see it at all. It wasn't
Me
even on
either.
the,
Not even me talking, bro.
AP, you and I, like, we had like a distant brotherly love.
Right.
You know, it's like, but it's just, now it's amplified. You know, it's amplified because it's like you learn people and say, wow, he want the same thing I want. You know, so it's just like connected, you know. So again, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we're gonna continue to do this.
Cool.
You know.